All of us believe in a free and open internet. The internet is the greatest free market innovation in history. It's allowed people to connect with information in ways unimaginable a generation ago. It has allowed companies like Netflix, Facebook, Amazon, and Google to go from small startups to global tech giants. That's because the Clinton administration and Congress made a critical decision back in 1996 when the internet was commercialized. They weren't going to subject this new thing called the internet to heavy-handed utility-style regulations that were developed in 1934 to regulate Ma Bell, the telephone monopoly. The results speak for themselves. $1.5 trillion in infrastructure investment to connect Americans in cities big and small with internet access. And America's internet economy became the envy of the world. That light-touch, market-based approach served us well for almost 2 decades under Democratic and Republican administrations alike. So the 2015 decision to impose these heavy-handed, utility-style regulations on the internet was a mistake. For one thing, the internet wasn't broken in 2015. These rules were a solution in search of a problem. Additionally, the decision put bureaucrats in charge of the internet instead of technologists and engineers. We also heard from many small broadband companies, which are critical to providing more competition in the marketplace. They told us that these rules prevented them from extending their service because they had to spend money on lawyers and accountants. None of this is good for consumers, whose primary concerns are access and competition. That's why the FCC in December 2017 voted to restore the light-touch, bipartisan, market-based framework that we had for almost 20 years. Our goal was not to eliminate all regulation, but to make sure that our rules promote innovation and support investment. So we expanded the transparency rule. Under this rule, every internet service provider must clearly disclose its network practices up front to consumers, who can determine whether those practices meet their needs. On the back end, the Federal Trade Commission will take action against any ISPs engaging in anti-competitive, unfair, or deceptive practices. This combination of FCC and FTC enforcement will both preserve the open internet and create a strong incentive for the infrastructure investment that we need to close the digital divide. Let me say it again. I strongly believe in a free and open internet. Our rules will ensure that the free and open internet remains and that Americans will have access to better, faster, and cheaper broadband.